Today is January 18th, 2025, and I am at Interstate State Park in Chisago, Minnesota. I didn't know.
Good morning. Alright, we're about to head out to Interstate. Music choice today is going to be Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club, purely because I thought the song Fixing a Hole would be funny considering the park we're going to today. So let's get out and we'll see when we get there.
Needed proof. You and me will always be the ones to hang around.
Alright, rough start to getting here, honestly, because there's two entrances. One that I'm at right now, which is the campground entrance. And I knew this park was closed for camping for the winter. And then the other one that's like actually like right in Taylor's Falls. It is like the bigger one that has the sign and everything. I went here first because when you try and put it into Apple Maps, it always tries to direct you to the one in Wisconsin, which I'm not trying to go to. And it just means that I had to put in the actual address, which brings me to the campground. And I'm like, okay, well, brought me here. I think I'm pretty sure I know. It's when, like the first one you get into Taylor's Falls. Got there. That was right. But that parking lot is actually closed right now. And they directed me to go back here. So I'm back where I started. Basically, there's no office open right now because of the winter. So I wasn't really thinking about that far ahead. So what I really wanted to go on and see is the glacial potholes area, which is unfortunately much closer to the other parking area where there's no parking right now, which is unfortunate. So what I'll probably have to do here is hike the Walter F. Mondale Trail up to the other area, which is about a mile, and then once I get there, I can then take a different trail to the pothole area, where like the cauldron and the bake oven and the bottomless pit and lily pond all are. Those are all potholes. But then it will also mean I'll have to hike that 1.25 miles back when I'm done, which shouldn't be that bad. But it doesn't actually tell me the distance for getting to and from all the potholes, so we'll see. I guess I'm just committing to walking that far at least today, which isn't that bad. I think I walked like 10 miles last week, but I'm a little sleepy, so we'll see.
We found, or at least our first trail, so yeah. So I'm over here. The glacial things I want to do are over here, but this parking lot is closed. So we are going to be hiking this here. Oh, it's actually 1.3 on this map. That's great. So yeah. This is also the hiking club trail, so that's fun. And also, apparently, it's very slippery. That's great. You know, great start to this trip, actually. But you know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, we got some frozen things now. Unlike last week when we saw at Whitewater. So that's interesting. Which is fun. It's also like a lot more snowy here than the last couple parks. And also, it's like colder than last week, but warmer than Carla's. I think it's like 6 degrees right now. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, let's just get going. I do really love, one thing I really love about this park is how much of these just like rocks you get. Like the tree's literally growing straight out of it. It's one of my favorite things about it here, and one reason why I consider this to be my favorite park. I don't know how to like put my finger on what it is about this place that I'm like, yeah, this is the best one I've ever been to, but it's just a vibe, I don't know. The first of its kind, this park shares the name with Interstate State Park across the St. Croix River in Wisconsin. In the 1800s, the threat of mining prompted citizens from Minnesota and Wisconsin to preserve the dales of St. Croix River. Working together, the first interstate, Minnesota and Wisconsin park in the nation was established. I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't checked if it's the first and only, or just the first, because I know it's the only one in Minnesota. And I have a brand. I'm just taking care of Minnesota State Parks here. Minnesota Park was established first in 1895, and the Wisconsin one followed in 1900.
So they are kind of sister parks, but today they do operate separately. This park also holds the distinction of being my favorite state park. And if you're wondering why I put my favorite one so close to the beginning of this challenge, not like save it for later, well, I'm allowed to do something fun on my birthday after all. Well, there are gorgeous forests here. The landmark that will probably catch your eye the quickest is the St. Croix River, obviously. It separates Minnesota and Wisconsin. It's one of several parks that lies on it, other ones being places like Afton, Whitewater. St. Croix, obviously, is another one that will fall right on the St. Croix, which are some of my favorite parks, I will admit. I am biased. I love these ones a lot. But even outside of those other parks, thing that this park is known for outside of that are the glacial potholes, one of which I'm standing right in front of, a partial one, and I'm kind of in a really big one right now, and we'll go through some others as we go. These are the largest unexplored potholes in the world, not just in the state, in the world. And well, Minnesotans know a fair bit about potholes from the way that our roads often corrode. These ones are quite a bit different than that. If you're having a pothole on the road, it's likely due to the fact that water got into a crack in the asphalt, froze and expanded, and then when it melted, the crack was bigger. Rinse and repeat for many winters. And you've got a sizable divot in the road that you don't want to drive into. These were carved out by glaciers. They are glacial potholes. There are over 400 across this park. The diverse habitat in the park is home to white-tailed deer, skunks, raccoons, squirrels, reptiles, amphibians, and over 200 species of birds. As well, in the St. Croix River, there are many fish and mussel species that live there. The nearest town to this park will of course be Taylor's Falls. I can't even give you like a measurement of like, oh, it's so many miles away, because pretty much so, drive out of the park and you are literally already in Taylor's Falls. I love Taylor's Falls. I'd recommend anyone come check it out. There's some really good places to see. However, if you're elsewhere in the state and looking to see about how far it'd be for you, it is about 37 miles from the Twin Cities metro area, 73 miles from St. Cloud, and 100 miles from Duluth. River. So, you know what, my disappointment with the fact that I was going to have to walk this whole way, I take it back. This is really pretty. Like, I see why it's called the river trail immediately. Ooh, we got some ice down here. I'm gonna put my camera away so that I can traverse this with all my appendages to help. I don't know if you can hear him. See him down there? I can hear him honking a little bit. Got some birdies. It's really bright, I'm sorry, just with the sun on the water. Oh my damn. Too bad this isn't a pretty park. We found one of our overlooks. Let's take a look and see what we got here. This is nice. Woo. Whoa. It's so frozen right here, but then if you look just a little further down, water's running again. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You know what else is fun about Interstate State Park? That's Wisconsin right there. Hi, Wisconsin! I don't know if you can see the state park sign up there. The visitor center is. Finally coming up. I don't know why I'm trying to talk while we have our highway right there. We're close. We're getting close to our start point. Not even. It's not even our destination. It's just what we're trying to get to. Just start going to something else. I want to climb these so bad. I don't know if I can. I mean, there is rock climbing, but like, I don't like have like any like rock climbing materials. I would just be free climbing it if I were to try, which I bet I could. But like, can I do it without having like a spotter? Probably not the best idea. If I had a spotter, I would be all over these rocks. So you know that thing said about how I wasn't gonna climb up here? So I have a spotter. You can ignore that. I did it anyway. It was fun. Would recommend. I mean, not on theorized. Have someone with you. Don't do what I'm doing, but it is fun.
Okay, we made it to this park entrance, which means, well, the visitor center is closed, but we are now here. The pothole area is this, whatever 5 is. Ah, there it is. Hike the pothole trail. Well, I guess that means I'm here. I need to go back towards the visitor center and then over here. All right, let's go. I'm not doing this right now, but there are actual climbing rules and permits. You can't just climb willy-nilly. Good to know. Access glacier potholes that way, but that's where I just was at. I'm gonna look over here. I feel like this is the hard trail, so we're gonna see what sign there is and see if it will tell me what's up with what's up. Hopefully it does. Oh, just to not jump in the river. Well, wasn't planning on taking a gander at this. I think it's quite interesting to look at. The way it's just frozen right here. I honestly couldn't tell you why it does this. Like, the reasoning why it's just colder here than right there. Can I get an expert? Can I get an expert in the comments who can like teach us actual nature and not just me looking at things and being like, here's something interesting. The river looks weird right now. Here's my guess, like what would make sense to me, the reason that there's a difference there. I'm gonna guess it's due to depth, because obviously like the air temperature right there is the exact same. So that's not really gonna be what the difference is. I think it's probably to do with the depth. When it's shallower, it freezes faster. That's my guess. We could get an expert to chime in. I'd love that. Baby pothole. Here's one. We're on the right track, guys. It was in fact the more difficult one. It says there are baby potholes along this part here. Here's some. Okay, now we're finding something interesting. Take a look-see. Oh my goodness, we found it. Oh, right. That's probably like, whoa. This is fun. Like, you know, it would be fun. I think it would be silly, and I'm sure this is like a why would you do that kind of thing. What if you planted a tree in there? What would it do? Like, would it be able to expand the pothole once it got to be like too big to fill it in? Would it just fucking die? I don't know. These are the questions we need to be asking. Something else interesting is this is an interpretive trail. I might be interpreting in the wrong direction. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they're probably over there. It's especially hard to tell where we're supposed to be interpreting when there's a bunch of snow. So it's like, okay, it seems like there's a path this way, but is it the path? No one knows. So I see this, which means the big potholes, the showstoppers, are down here. Oh ho! All right, let's keep going this way. Right now, it's covered in snow and ice. But you see how freaking circular this thing is? Whew. This trail down here. I think if I go around that way, I could get to it. Okay. Let's see what we got. Unfortunately, can't go down there because it's closed and also frozen. But, yeah. Oh, this is the bake oven one. That's right. Isn't it insane? Like, the way that... Damn, it's just really cool, man. I can't even necessarily put my finger on what it is about this place that holds so much love for me that it is just my favorite park,
over places that are really impressive, like Gooseberry or Split Rock or Tattagooch or even like Lake Bemidji. I love that park as well, but there is something about Interstate that I don't know. I just really love. Oh, here's another good one. Just carved straight down. I've also never seen these in the snow before, which is, I mean, I don't know. It's just insane. This one's called the Bottomless Pit. That's this one. Whew. Frozen. Frozen solid. Right.
It's alright, it's your birthday, dear. It's alright, it's okay, and we're carrying on. And you know it's your birthday.
I'm not gonna lie. I probably would like to spend a lot more time here. It's just like a little bit chilly and like I'm mostly fine, but my fingers are starting to get kind of cold. And I know I still have to hike 1.3 miles back to where I'm parked at. So I might kind of wrap this one up a little early just because I know I'm hiking back there anyway. So I feel like I'm spending not a lot of time at this park. What I will say, the last time I was here, the glacial potholes literally were packed with people. It was hard to like really just kind of sit and be able to appreciate everything, but being able to just kind of walk around and yap is really fun.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's your birthday, dear. It's alright, it's okay, and we're carrying on.
If y'all would allow me to, I'd like to be a little bit sappy here today. I know this challenge has just started, but yeah. Today I am 20 years old, and I don't know, there's a lot going on that makes living kind of scary sometimes, but I've always found solace in nature, in the state parks, and spending time outside. I feel like I'm still kind of figuring things out, but I don't know what I'm not sure about right now, but it's driven me to start this challenge, and I hope that over the course of all these parks and these videos, I find out what it is that I've been looking for. I don't know yet, but I'm sure I'll find it out here.